Alright guys, I hope you're doing well. So I just wanted to pop on here and tell you a quick little story about my car. So I don't know if you remember, but a few months ago, about 6 months ago, my grandfather was in the hospital with heart failure, and well, he ended up dying, unfortunately. So he died in September, and my grandma was still alive, but she, unfortunately, her heart was failing as well, and she passed away in January. So just a little over 2 months ago. So this past weekend, we had a little celebration of life for my grandparents, kind of a little funeral memorial service. Anyway, I was parked outside of my dad's house, and it was about 11:55 at night, and I was getting ready to go home, and oh my gosh, this moron, this car hit my car. And I'll show you guys the damage. It doesn't look like it's a lot, but it's over $3,000 worth of damage, and I have to go through insurance, and it was a hit and run, and it was really late at night, and they were going super fast. And by the time I was able to see the car or try to get a description of the vehicle, it was gone. It was out of sight, and it was going so fast. They were probably drunk. I was literally putting my keys into the car, trying to turn it on, and boom, there was this smash, and then the car just speeds off, and I can hear the tires screeching. And it's it's this little residential neighborhood, and they're probably going 50 or 60. It was so frustrating. So it's been annoying because I was wanting to go on a road trip, and now I can't because my car needs to get put in the shop, and it's just going to be this huge expense. And they drove off, and I didn't get their information. So it's just really frustrating. If you've ever dealt with this hit and runs, it sucks. I'm glad the damage wasn't more severe, and I'm lucky that the car is still somewhat drivable, but it's kind of out of alignment, and the tires are all weird, and the bumper and the fender are misaligned, so it's really something that needs to get fixed promptly. So here's my car. I don't know if you can see the damage, but along here it looks like they kind of did some stuff with the door. The bumper and the fender are all misaligned, and yes, people are staring at me. And then the wheels are all scraped up. And this is all out of place and all scratched. But right now I'm at Safeway. I really don't like this store, but I'm gonna see if they have toilet paper, because everywhere is out of toilet paper. Walmart, Winco, everywhere. And it's just so frustrating. So I'll keep you guys updated on the toilet paper thing because of the coronavirus, and I'll talk more about the coronavirus. It's truly special, and it's definitely makes everything so inconvenient. So I'm gonna head into the store. I need to get some Gardenburgers because I'm on a Gardenburger kick right now. Try to save the toilet paper because I'm out. I'm using these little Cottonelle wipes and paper towels as toilet paper, which works, but it's not the best thing. And I will keep you updated. Okay, so I'm back in the car. It was an interesting trip. I found the Gardenburgers, which was good. I got the last buns for Gardenburgers, or hamburger buns, which is so weird. They're all out, but I guess it makes sense. People are freaking out. Update: there's no toilet paper, no paper towels. Everything's all depleted. The system was really weird. I was punching in trying to punch in my debit card code, and then it was apparently the cash back thing, so it gave me cash back, and I was like, shoot, I don't want cash back, so I have this money. I don't want it. I don't like cash. Like, I mean, it's nice to have money, but like, I don't want it. It's so inconvenient to have, but oh well. I guess I'll keep it or deposit into my bank account one day. But I'm down like a couple dollars out of my bank account because I did the stupid cashback thing, which I don't know why, that doesn't even make sense. But oh my god, there's like nowhere to park in the Safeway parking lot. It's super crowded. The store is jam-packed with people. But anyway, it's just a madhouse. It's crazy. The lines were so long. No, everything was just like, people were just stockpiling up with everything. People's carts were ginormous and huge. And I'm just like, if you just come to get one item, just like come to get one item. Okay, anyway, I'm going to give my take on the coronavirus when I get home. I should probably get out of the parking lot because people need to park. So I will see you in a minute. So I went to the grocery store and I don't know, I'm kind of on a Gardenburger kick right now. So I got these Gardenburgers. They're so good. They're delicious. I just love them. They're just so, I don't know if you can see them, but they're Gardenburger brand, the original. And I was actually so surprised to find them in the grocery store. I was able to get 2 packs. Each one comes with 4 Gardenburgers, so it's like 8 total. But I'm so surprised they were still in stock at the grocery store. I guess people aren't really going for Gardenburgers. But anyway, it's kind of a healthy alternative to hamburgers and other processed meats. I try to avoid eating meat. Like, I'll eat it, but if at all costs, I try to avoid it. And I've also switched to almond milk. I find that that's also been really helpful for the environment and also for my health. I think it's a better alternative, and I find myself feeling so much better after eliminating milk from my diet. I still do eat ice cream, surprisingly, like that doesn't really affect me, but almond milk seems to really help. So enough about my diet. Let's get on to the coronavirus. All right, hi everyone. I just got back from the store. Oh my gosh, it was insane. It was so crazy. There were so many people. The lines were super long. Everyone's like completely freaking out about the coronavirus. And so I'm gonna give my take a little bit on the coronavirus and what I think, what my opinion is. So I definitely think the coronavirus is serious. I think that people can get really sick from it. Obviously, people have died, like just in Washington alone, over 30 people have died. There's over 400 cases. In China, thousands of people have died. Thousands of people have the illness. In Italy, across the world, it's a pandemic. People are dying and people are being really affected by this illness. But statistics show that the most people who die from this illness are those who are immunocompromised, old, elderly, vulnerable populations, those who don't really have access to healthcare. But most people who are young and healthy generally tend to bounce back and recover from the coronavirus. That's not to say that not every healthy person will recover. I think there's been children in China who have died from the coronavirus, but nevertheless, the majority of people who have died or been ill, severely ill, are those who are immunocompromised and are elderly and the frail. So with that in mind, I definitely do think that coronavirus is serious. But I don't think it warrants panic. I think going to the grocery stores and depleting all the supplies and taking all the toilet paper and the paper towels and food and canned goods, I think that's over the top. There's people who definitely need toilet paper who are unable to get access to it because of selfish, healthy, young individuals like ourselves who want to protect our families. And it's natural to want to protect your family. But going to the grocery store and buying 12 packs of toilet paper, I think is overly excessive, and I think it's selfish and unnecessary. I mean, most cases of coronavirus are very mild. Some display a few symptoms, some no symptoms at all and you don't even know you have it. But the most effective way to stay safe from the coronavirus and to protect yourself from the coronavirus is hand washing. Limit your exposure to sick people, whether that's a cold or a flu, just any limiting your exposure to sick people. Staying home if you feel like you're sick, eating healthy, well-balanced diet, drinking lots of water, getting enough rest, that's so important. But primarily hand washing and disinfecting surfaces constantly and frequently is a great way to prevent getting the coronavirus. Unfortunately, so many people are going into hospitals and pretending to be sick, or claiming to think they have the coronavirus, and that ultimately makes it difficult, because then patients who need care, people who have heart attacks, or they have chest pain, or COPD exacerbations, or pneumonia, or whatever, those people, their care is getting stalled because of selfish people like ourselves who are going out and thinking, oh, I have coronavirus, I need to get tested, when really they're just fine. And there's a lot of panic, and I get it. It's definitely a scary time, but I think people need to calm down a little bit. And it is, I'm not downplaying the coronavirus. It is serious. People have died from it, but lots of other people die from thousands of other diseases every day: heart disease, cancer, suicide, etc. And so just keeping that in perspective, that it is a serious illness, but there's also tons of other illnesses that people have too, that they're fighting every day. And because of people like you and me, they can't get access to the care that they need, or the supplies that they need, or the medical tools that they require for their treatment and their care. People have even been going into hospitals and taking supplies like masks and gloves and other hospital supplies, and that's really concerning, because that puts the healthcare providers in jeopardy and puts their safety at risk, and other patients, because nurses and doctors not only use those masks for people with coronavirus, but also with other patients that they have to take care of with pneumonia and other meningitis, or other illnesses that are in the hospital. So that's just my take on it. Feel free to disagree with me. I just think that it's kind of over exaggerated, and people are being a little bit over dramatic. People will be fine. I have faith that the world will be okay. The world is not going to end. I know that a lot of schools are shutting down, and a lot of businesses are closing, and it's kind of a scary time. But all I can say is wash your hands, take care of your health, get enough sleep, and going out and buying excessive rolls of toilet paper and depleting all of the stores of Clorox wipes and all that stuff, it's not going to be helpful, and it's only just going to make matters worse. So, and especially when it comes to hospitals and buying N95 masks online, that's concerning as well, because then healthcare providers are unable to get access to those. And they care for very critically ill patients, and if they're unable to get access to those, then it puts their health at risk as well, and then they're unable to go to work, and then people don't have anyone to care for them. So think about your actions before you go out and buy masks or gloves, or constantly buying toilet paper or wipes or whatever, because there's people out there who need it more than you do. So, and this is not to criticize anyone. I'm not saying that you who are watching this are doing this, but just as a general rule of thumb, and from what I've read in the news and from what I've heard, it just seems like this is the typical trend that's happening in our country right now. So just be mindful of what you do and your actions, because they do affect other people. And I'm worried for the people who are sick, who have immunocompromised illnesses, and because of people who are healthy and whatever, going out and buying supplies that they don't have access to it. And that's concerning, because that's not fair. And so just be considerate of other people. And so that's my main message, is be thoughtful in your choices and your decisions, and is this going to impact other people? And most likely it will, because if you're going into hospitals and stealing all the masks and stealing all the gloves and stealing all the hand sanitizer, that's ultimately putting everyone at risk, and that's not really going to do any good. So I've talked enough about the coronavirus, but with that in mind, just be careful, be safe, wash your hands, get enough rest. And I'm sorry if I'm kind of rambling on here. I'm just kind of had a lot to say, and it's annoying going to the grocery store and the line being so long and people freaking out and acting like it's the plague. And it's not the plague. It's just like any other virus. And yes, it is deathly, and yes, you can die from it, but the majority of cases are mild, and the majority of people do bounce back. So with that in mind, I hope you have a fabulous week. Stay healthy, get lots of rest, and don't forget to wash your hands. All right, take care. Bye. Okay, one other thing that I really recommend, and I think it's a good thing to drink, an alternative to like regular juice, is this is V8 original. It's like tomato vegetable juice, and this is so good. I know it might sound nasty, but it's actually very good, and I think it's pretty good for you as well. It's a good brand, so it's not that many calories. There is quite a bit of sodium, but I mean, it's all pretty much 100% juice, and it comes from real fruits and vegetables. And this is also a really great alternative to like sweet juices. This V8 strawberry banana V Fusion 100% juice. These V Fusions, they have different flavors. They have like a mango one, they have like a green one. I don't know that flavor, but there are so many. There's a couple different types of this V Fusion, and these are actually really good. There's no let's see here, there's no like corn syrup added. It's just completely vegetable juice, fruit juice, filtered water, and concentrated juices of white grapes, apples, natural flavoring, banana juice, citric acid for color, vitamin C. So there's really not that much extra added junk to this. So if you're looking for a healthy alternative to some juices, I highly recommend this. Yeah, there's different flavors, there are different kinds. The V Fusion is definitely, I think, the healthier one. There's other kinds that are like, I don't even know, but they're not as good for you. But anyway,